When we're talking about the logical connectedness component, the logical glue that you need in order to find an argument reasonable, rationally acceptable, we notice immediately that there are different degrees of logical connectedness, kind of like when we were talking about inferences. It is in our first case, Florida's on the Gulf of Mexico. Any state on the Gulf of Mexico has mild winters, therefore Florida has mild winters. We see, well, the degree to which those premises are connected to those conclusions is really, it's a very close connection. It's a very high degree of logical connectedness. Now you might contrast that a little bit with the one that the argument Florida has mild winters and so do Hawaii and Texas. Therefore, most U.S. states have mild winters. I mean, we say that the degree of logical connectedness is kind of low. Why do we say that there's a low degree of logical connectedness between those premises and those conclusions? Well, there are 50 states in the United States, right? And we're only talking about 3 of them, so there's some logical connection between what happens in those 3 states and what happens in most, but not a very high degree of connectedness. And finally, we talk about arguments like Florida is a subtropical state on the Gulf of Mexico, therefore computers have replaced typewriters. Now, I hope you don't spend a lot of time talking with people who give arguments like this one, but we do hear some. And in this case, we say there's no logical connection between the premise and the conclusion. That is, if somebody tells you that, you're sitting there wondering what on earth is the connection that this person is drawing between that assumption and that conclusion.